In Parrot's latest video, it ends with him losing a 1v1 to Saporata. He then says that he has no idea where either Theo or Reina are, but vows that one day he will get his kingdom back. Today, I'll be talking about what Parrot may do next because the ending gave us almost no clues about where his story is heading. I have some pretty crazy theories, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the mystery of Parrot X2. Firstly, we know that Parrot has been banished, as he states during the climax of the video. This means that everyone from his kingdom and the leaders he once worked with are now unavailable to him. He has to go somewhere else, somewhere outside of Saporata's influence. The first place that comes to mind is Arachnid's civilization. Parrot may show up there broken and desperate for help, and honestly, I can see it working. Saporata crowning himself king directly clashes with Arachnid's own desire to rule the server. The only reason Arachnid hasn't begun that conquest yet is because he has been dealing with the Wembu situation, which appears to be coming to a close in Flamefrag's latest video. However, both Arachnid and Parrot would know from the start that eventually they need to betray each other. Parrot wants to reclaim his kingdom, while Arachnid wants to expand his own. I could see Arachnid treating Parrot similarly to how he treated Wembu, almost like a second in command. The difference is that Parrot's greatest strength isn't his gear or combat ability. It's his intelligence. That intelligence was one of the main reasons Parrot managed to put up such a strong fight during the Civil War. A great example is High Water City, where Parrot designed the turrets that devastated the Cindercrest army, as well as the Sky Turret that prevented Elytra users from approaching from above. Arachnid could secretly admire this expertise and attempt to manipulate Parrot in the same way he manipulated Wembu. The difference this time is that Arachnid has Reina drop. That alone could be enough to make Parrot do Arachnid's bidding because, despite how short their time together was, the bond between Parrot and Reina is incredibly strong. Of course, Parrot is smart. He may eventually find a way to disable any Ender Pearl stasis chambers that Arachnid forces Reina to create. However, Arachnid could easily convince him that after one favor, he'll give her back. Then another favor, then another. Before Parrot realizes what's happening, he could end up trapped too. If this really happens, it would also be interesting to see how Yoongi reacts. We already saw Wembu arrive and immediately become one of Arachnid's most trusted allies. If Parrot receives the same treatment, Yoongi may begin to disapprove, potentially creating tensions within Arachnid's own faction. Quickly, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe because Egg-chan is my goat. Another possibility is that Parrot's next video begins with a complete juxtaposition to his old life. Instead of being a king, he could be forced to live as an old player, the exact people he spent the entire war fighting against. He may struggle to survive, get robbed by bandits, and experience all the hardships that players outside the kingdom face every day. If this happens, everything Saporata fought for and everything Lamadi talked about may finally make sense to Parrot. He could gain a much deeper understanding of why Cindercrest was formed in the first place. Food shortages, lack of protection, the daily struggle to survive. As crazy as it sounds, this could even lead to Parrot temporarily joining Cindercrest or admitting that Saporata had some valid points. That being said, I still think this is unlikely. At the end of the video, Parrot clearly states that he will get his kingdom back someday, so I don't think he's ready to completely give up on his cause. Another possibility is that Parrot immediately begins searching for Theo and Reina drop. Reina's character development recently has been incredible, but it also feels like she's heading toward a tragic ending. I say this because she seems to have very little concern for her own life. We first see this during the hostage situation involving Lettuce, where she gives a monologue explaining her past and reveals that she was willing to die for Parrot's movement to protect the new players. We see this mindset continue throughout the war. Whenever Parrot asks her what she wants to do once everything is over, she always gives the same answer: leave. Even when Parrot tells her there are places to explore, people to meet, and adventures still waiting for them, she never changes her mind. She always plans on quitting the server. Because of that, I think Parrot's biggest concern would be making sure she's still alive. In fact, I think this theory is one of the strongest possibilities for how his next video begins. We know Parrot cares deeply about his friends. and Theo is arguably even more attached to Parrot than Parrot is to him. Theobald has always been extremely protective, so his first priority would almost certainly be finding Parrot. However, I think Theo may end up being intercepted by Shoebilly. Shoebilly could try to convince Theo to join Cindercrest by arguing that friendships only make strong players weaker. This wouldn't be the first time we've seen Shoebilly push this message. He's preached it to Wembu, Flamefrags, and several other powerful players throughout the server's history. I doubt Theo would immediately accept the offer. However, we may begin to see small hints that his unquestionable loyalty to Parrot is starting to fade. And if that happens, Parrot could lose one of the few people he still has left. That's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to subscribe, and if you've made it this far, comment "Parrot's cooked" down below. Goodbye.